Okay, so we are going to do where functions meet. So all you need to do is use some algebra in order to find out if the graph is cutting. So if there's 2 points of intersection, if it's touching, meaning 1 point of intersection, or if it's missing, there's no point of intersection. So that's just what you will have to summarize and find out. So let's have a look at this example. So we have find the coordinates of the points of intersection with the graph with equations. So we have a quadratic equation at the front and a linear equation. So what you need to do is just make them equal each other. They're both equal to y, meaning they equal the same thing. So quadratic equation equals the linear equation. And then what you need to do is move everything to one side. So I'm going to do minus x plus 3, minus x plus 3. Lovely. So now this is what I need to solve. I can either solve it by factorizing or using quadratic formula. Number 1, there's no common factors. Number 2, it's not going to be difference of 2 squares. Number 3, it's not going to be perfect squares. Number 4, I reckon I could use sum and product. 2 times 5, 1 times 15. 1 has to be a negative, and then the sum has to be minus 2, meaning 3 take 5 is what I am aiming for. So therefore, my bracket would be x plus 3, x minus 5 equals 0. So therefore, my answer is x equals minus 3 or 5. These are the x coordinates of my coordinates for intersection. That was a bit confusing. Let me explain it again. Let's say this is what it looks like. I have 2 answers. So that's what it would look like. So that's, let's say, minus 3, minus 5. I just need to find the y coordinates of them because the question asks for the coordinates. So all I need to do is choose an equation because both of those equations, I should be able to substitute the x value and find the y value. It should be exactly the same. So it doesn't matter if I choose this one or this one. What would be easier? You think about it. Well, this equation is shorter, so I'm going to use that one. So I'm going to substitute minus 3 in the linear equation, and I should be able to find my answer, minus 6. I should be able to substitute 5 and find my answer. So this is my final answer. Coordinate would be minus 3, minus 6, and 5, 2. There you go. These are the coordinates of intersection for these two graphs. Let's try one more. So we've got a bit of unknown, so it's going to be a little bit more tricky, okay? Y equals 2x plus k is a tangent. Now, tangent's a bit of a tricky word, but basically what a tangent looks like to this graph, because it says tangent 2, so let's say this is that graph. I know that because a is greater than 0, so I know it's a concave graph. Tangent basically means it touches it, so that's related to it's without saying it touches the graph. Tangent is a way of saying it touches the graph. So it's telling us that it's going to touch at one intersection. Okay, so that's actually what it's telling us. So here you go. The line which is a tangent to a quadratic will touch the curve. That's a fact that you might not know yet, but it's now required for you to know, which you will use a lot in Year 12. Anyway, let's begin. So first things first, I need y's to equal each other. So 2x squared take 3x plus 4 equals 2x plus k. So I need to solve that. So I can technically get rid of y. I'm going to do minus 2x minus k minus 2x minus k. So I get 2x squared minus 5x, and then I get a plus 4 minus k equals 0. So what happens now? Well, when I factorize this, I should have one coordinate answer. Okay, good to know. Meaning, if I think about it, if I figure out the discriminant, I should get a 0. So maybe that's something I can do rather than trying to factorize this, because I have no idea how to factorize that. There's a k in there. It's just not going to work. So if I work with a discriminant, so 0 is b squared take 4ac. How do I know that? Well, because when it equals 0, there's one solution. So that's the fact I'm going to use. Looking at this equation, I should be able to determine my a, b, and c. My a is 2, my b is minus 5, and my constant term is actually all of this, 4 minus k. good start. So now I'm going to substitute it over here. So the discriminant, which I want it to be 0, would be b squared, so 25. Take 4, a, and then 4 minus k as my c. So this is just the formula that I need to solve. 25, take 8, 4 take k. So I'm going to rearrange and solve it. So minus 25, minus 25. Minus 25 equals minus 8 bracket 4 minus k. I'm not going to really be able to divide both sides by minus 8. It's just not going to be very viable. So I might expand it out. Let's see what happens. Minus 32 plus 8k on this side, minus 25 on this side. So now I'm going to add 32 both sides. So therefore, minus 25 plus 32 is 7, I think, equals 8k. So now I've got a fraction answer by dividing by 8. So therefore, I have found my k, sorry. I think that's it. Let me just double check that answer quickly. Yep, 7 over 8. Lovely. That's how you do it. You should be able to do some questions. There's some videos there. Let me know if there's any hard questions you're stuck on. I can always do videos on them.